Now, as I just said, it is a fairly significant change of pace. It's been a big week for parents and kids all across the country with schools returning. It's back to drop-offs, pick-ups, uniforms and lunchboxes. And I know for some of our viewers, these days will be well and truly behind them. Thank goodness. You might be watching grandkids from afar, but either way, as the PM just said, it might be nice to relive some of these memories. So joining us now is Gen Muir from Connected Parenting, and she's with her gorgeous little son, Harry, who's just started Year 1. Thank you both so much for joining us. Harry, you don't look particularly pleased to be here, darling, but I thank you very much for your patience. I'm sure you'd rather be watching a cartoon. Jen, a lot of parents find...
Can you hear Erin?
You can hear me, darling? Oh, good boy. Hey, sweetheart. A lot of parents find, well, probably mixed emotions, great relief this week, but also, especially if your child's just starting school, really emotional and quite sad.
Oh, look, if you're anything like me, it is such a happy day when those 4 kids go back to school. But I think for parents with kindergarten kids that have just completed 3 or 4 or 5 days of kindy, they are all falling in a heap right now, Erin. They would be absolutely shattered because there's the highs and often the joy of that first day, which goes quite well. But then as those kids realise, hang on, you actually want me to go every single day? It can get a little bit tiring.
What are some of your tips for parents, first of all, to get through if they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about it all and to be confident that their kids are going to be okay?
Yeah, look, it can be so hard, especially if, particularly in the second week, those kindies, as we go back for that second week, they might be thinking, oh, you know, I don't want to go, and they might have a few wobbles at the gate. I think it's important as parents to trust that they will get there and sort of believe in our kids. And we can do some things to really prepare them and set them up for success. But also just trust that we've got to think forward to all the fantastic adventures they're going to have and all the really good times and all the friendships they're going to make. And we've got to just trust, like, I know it's really hard to say goodbye and it's okay to miss mummy and I'm going to miss you too, but I can't wait to hear what you get up to and I can't wait to see what happens as you continue your next adventure. So it's bittersweet.
Now, Harry, I want to ask you a couple of questions. You've just started Year 1. How was your first week back?
How was it? Was it good?
Good.
And do you have lots of lovely friends?
Do you have any friends in Year 1? Can you look at the camera? Any friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me, did you miss mummy when you were at school, or was it nice to have a bit of a break from mum?
You look up there, you tell Erin.
It was a good break without mum.
Lovely.
It was a good break without mum, did you hear that?
Lovely. Now, I've got a 4.5-year-old, Jen, so we've got one last year of preschool. In fact, this is just a personal question. I was going to text you, but I'll ask you now. Do I put her in 4 days of preschool to get her used to the 5 days? You just mentioned that every single day. Or should I keep her for an extra day at home before I have to give her up forever?
I think you should do what feels right for your relationship. If you're going to really enjoy those days together, then I would do that. If you think that for your relationship, more time apart would be better, then I would do that. It doesn't really matter in terms of her development. It's more about you as a mum, and that's about that parent self-care piece, I think. So we kind of think about what works for us and where our child is thriving. So if she's loving it there and you think she'd really love another day, I would do it. But if she's tired at the end of 3 days, then that might be enough for now.
Yeah, I think I'll keep her for as long as I can over the next year or so. Jen and Harry, you're an absolute superstar. Bye, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining us and telling us about your first week back at school.
Can you say bye?
Bye.
Oh, bless you. Better give him a good chocolate for that. Thank you so much.